You know how we usually do really sweet things for cats? Like when they're sleeping, we kind of cuddle them or pet them. Or if it's a puppy, we almost always give it a cuddle before we leave the room. Sometimes we forget to do these things for human beings, and we really should. Random acts of kindness are imperative to human survival. I just woke up from a dream where I was in and excuse the word, but it was in a more ghetto neighborhood, like stereotypical movie scene ghetto. And I was walking around there in this long white dress with these rainbow stripes going across it. It was ridiculous. I looked like Rainbow Bright. And I was walking up and down the streets and cleaning things, organizing the cities, and just taking care of the trash on the floor. And I was literally checking on the birds and the squirrels and making certain that they're all tucked in and asleep. It was absurd. And then I saw a group of people running down the street towards me, and they looked like hoodlums, really not nice people. And they ran past me, and suddenly they stopped and turned around and ran the other way past me again, bumping into me and running away and then running into their houses. And I looked to see what they were running from, and it was a tiny little skunk. But the skunk had its tail shaved off, and it was flapping its tail, trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And I looked at it, and I knelt down and I started petting the little skunk, and it was wagging its tail comfortably. And then it went on its way, and I started moving towards the different houses again. And it was almost as if I could teleport inside the house, in and out. And I started tucking people in, covering them, the ones that had the blankets too, they were uncovered while they were sleeping and they were cold and they couldn't cover themselves back up. There's little seeds in this, by the way. And the skunk was going through the other houses. And then I got out of one of the houses, and I noticed the skunk got out of the same house, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And it started wagging its tail again, and it started dragging some of my old clothes out of that house with me, or with it to me. And I knelt down to pick up some of the clothes, and it turned around as if it was going to spray me. And I grabbed a really favorite sweater I had from a long time ago. And I ran into this other house, and the people in there were sleeping, and they're like, "What are you doing in here?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I'm just hiding from something. I'll be gone in a minute." And I sat there and I started cleaning their house for them, organizing, covering them, with the blankets, tucking them in, kissing their forehead and all of it. And then in the dream, I got so tired, and I just laid down on the bed, on this different bed that they had. And then I noticed there's people behind me on that bed too. There's two of them asleep on there. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know there was anybody here. I'm gonna go." And both of their hands reached out and held me close. And they're like, "It's okay. Just rest." And I felt so much kindness from these people. And I woke up crying, thinking, holy jeez, it's been so long since anyone's been kind to me in real life, or affectionate, or any, cute, cuddly, whatever kinds of behavior. And I've been just kind of drifting through this day so far, just kind of in a haze. And this dream has been repeating in my mind over and over, and it's basically asking me to tell you to be kind to people. You don't know how much they're suffering or what they're going through, or when the last time somebody was kind to them. A simple gesture of holding someone's hand and saying it's okay, rest, could mean the world to somebody. Seeing somebody hungry on the street and giving them, a card to go buy some food, or taking them to the store and buying them some food. If you see a stray cat, pick it up, take it home, take it to a vet, clean it off, and, put it in a no-kill shelter. Go hug your grandma or your grandpa. Go to a retirement home and be kind to those people and touch them and take care of them. I mean, there are so many widows who haven't been kissed or touched in probably decades. Not even hugged. Take care of each other. We're supposed to be a human family, and we've been groomed to be so standoffish with each other. And it's all through stereotypes and what society tells us the other people are just because of what they look like. You see someone old and you're like, oh, that person's old, they don't need to be touched. They've lived their entire life being touched. Or you see someone that's so, bodybuilder with tattoos everywhere, and you're like, oh, that person could never be affectionate or cuddly. And they're probably like the little baby spoon to their 4-foot girlfriend or boyfriend. You see the most Amazonian tall ass woman who's like a bodybuilder, and you're like, she's not there's no feminine bone in her. But then she goes home and she takes care of her cat, and she's taking care of the family, and she's doing this and that. We've been trained to judge each other. And this dream I had today, there was no judgment. There was no questions about gender. There was no questions about life. There was none of it. It was just somebody noticed I needed to take a break. Be kind. Live your life and your days with constant random acts of kindness. And do everything you can to have the best day of your life today. That way tomorrow you can have another best day of your life, over and over and over. I love you.